Hey everyone, so welcome to my new review, and today I'm going to review 5D Mark III but in 2025, and this review is little late from the launch. It's just 13 years away from the launch because this camera was launched in 2012. Back in 2012 when this camera was launched, even though it was not Canon's flagship, this camera is something which cemented Canon's dominance in the camera market. So before doing another typical review, I want to highlight few of the things which are not usually spoken about. First thing which made this camera a really good contender was magic lantern support. Before stating some of the obvious facts which you can always find even if you go back 12 years and try to find a video, you will find few of the specs. I will skip that because there's already that content there. This video will be more about letting you help decide whether to buy this camera in 2025 or not. Few of the things which are not talked a lot about when you're reviewing the camera is the support in the developer community, etc. So when I'm talking about the external support from developer community, I'm talking about magic lantern. Even though this camera comes with XYZ feature out of the box from Canon, if you actually put something like magic lantern, you'll get a lot more features, which is focus peaking, which is time-lapse options, which is false colors. You'll also get 4K 24 frames per second. You'll get raw video and quite a few features you can always put magic lantern. That makes this camera a much stronger contender rather than just looking at the spec sheet out of the box. Well, I do understand that I cannot really consider those features when I'm reviewing this camera, but since this camera I'm reviewing 2025, most of you guys will be buying this in used market, let's say for $400 or 30,000 to 45,000 Indian rupees. Most of the people who are planning to buy this will be prosumers or people who want to get into photography business or learn photography and they want a full frame. So first things first, even though the video capability in this camera is pretty bad, if you are willing to put magic lantern, take a little bit of hassle, this is a good camera for video as well. Any other electronic, this camera has aged. It's not having features like inbuilt Wi-Fi or inbuilt Bluetooth. It's a very manual camera. We need to remove a card and then connect it to a laptop or take a wire and then connect it to the computer or the laptop. So wrap up the autofocusing in a couple of sentences. The autofocus dedicated PDAF mechanism in the viewfinder is as good as what you can get in the market. I would say like this will not really make you feel like this is a bad PDAF system, this is not focusing, this is hunting. No, it's equally good, it's top of the line. Other thing what you should be knowing about is the weather sealing. One of the benefits of buying a pro body is you get magnesium alloy body, you get weather sealing, but also you need to ensure that the camera was not repaired outside locally because there are high chances of the weather sealing wearing out. Also because of the multiple or years of or a decade of usage, the sealing etc. may wear out. So even though there is weather sealing, I wouldn't really recommend you to rely a lot on it unless you get something in a very pristine condition. Someone like us taken the body and never used it, kept it in the wardrobe for a couple of years, just got busy with his work. Now coming to the other main thing, whenever you buy a camera is the lensing. If you're talking about lensing, this camera has got amazing lenses. All the pro photographers are giving up their EF lenses and moving to RF lenses because they're sharper and faster, but also they cost a bomb. In such case, you're getting EF lenses for pretty cheap. Like for example, 7200 you'll be getting somewhere around $400. You'll be getting 85mm 1.2 again for somewhere around $400. You'll be getting this lens $150, which is very versatile, and I'm talking about 24-105, and you'll get quite a lot of EF lenses for pretty cheap. So that is one of the biggest plus points of buying this camera. Second thing, the batteries are LPE6N, which are pretty cheap. You may find quite a lot in used market for as less as $12 to $15. When it comes to card, you will get two cards, SD card and a CF card. When you're buying a used camera, always look for a used CF card because if you go to buy a new CF card, it will be quite expensive, and most of the times the owners just give it for free. Apart from that, the buttons are intuitive. If you're looking at this review in 2025 to decide whether to buy this camera or buy a beginner camera, I would say like one of the good things about this camera is you get a lot of buttons here. For example, this joystick is really good to change the focus points. The video and photo switch is right here. One of the things you need to remember is that when Canon launched the R6, they did not give this button. So every time you wanted to switch the video mode, you have to literally rotate the entire dial, which was quite a big hassle. So since this is a pro body, the buttons are very handy. You get one dial, two dial, you get a secondary display, you get an ISO button. So most of the buttons are designed, the layout is designed in a way where the professionals can use it. So that is one really good thing about this camera. So I hope I've given you quite a few here and there. So now I'll be talking about what you will be missing if you decide to buy a pro grade camera which was launched in 2012. So give you a little bit of briefing before I tell what you'll be missing out. I would like to say what is PDAF autofocus and contrast detect autofocus. So PDAF autofocus is a technology where blah 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 blah. The end of the day, PDF is extremely fast autofocusing technology, so there will be a PDF sensor in below the camera, and again cameras work like magic, so that sensor helps the camera decide whether the subject is in focus or not. But modern cameras have sensors which have phase detect autofocus integrated into the sensor. That is where the mirrorless sensors came in, or the later version of DSLRs like 5D Mark IV, 1DX Mark II, 1DX Mark III. These sensors, anything with dual pixel autofocus is dual pixel on sensor autofocus in Canon sensors has that feature, but 5D Mark III is not having it. So if you're trying to do video, since this is a contrast rate autofocus, it takes a long time and it keeps on hunting. But in case you're someone who wants to learn videography, or you have a little bit of help and you can do manual focusing, you can always go for magic lantern, use focus peaking, and then just manually focus it. It will be fast. But if you want to rely on autofocus completely for video, this camera will not really help you, because it takes a lot of time to autofocus on the point because of contrast detect. But if you're talking about autofocusing in images, this is perfect. This is more than enough to conclude my video. If you buy this camera, you'll get full frame perspective. And again, if you plan to buy an iPhone, for example, if you're trying to decide between buying a cheaper phone and a dedicated camera, or buy an expensive phone, I would say, like, when it comes to the full frame image rendering, or the way the image is formed on a full frame sensor with a full frame lens, is completely different. For example, you can see these images. I clicked both the images using my S24 versus my 5D Mark III. If you look at the sharpness, maybe the sharpness is the same, but again, when it comes to the perspective, the way the image looks, it's completely different. The DSLR will obviously look better. And also Canon has a very good color science, especially even if you compare like modern mirrorless cameras like Nikon Z series or Sony's R series. There are many people who say the Canon's color science is extremely good. So as I said, I don't want to keep the video long. I just want to say things which are not usually said in other videos. This is my short review of this camera, where I try to not waste your time and avoid repeating things. Please do like and subscribe my channel if you want more such content, because I'm trying to make useful content where you need not see repetitive information.